What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode for Real Tea. That's TEA, where we spill everything regarding real estate and really just about anything. I'm Chris, your host, your Metro Atlanta real estate advisor. And today I have two of my colleagues, Mr. Steven and Miguel. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Well, hello. My name is Miguel Betancourt, and I'm glad you invited me, man. Thank you so much for having me here.
Glad to be here as well. My name's Steve Carson, and let's get into it.
Yeah. So,
Please.
well, before we actually really get into it, we were talking why I do real tea, because the
Yeah.
word tea in today's language means, giving you everything, all the full information. So that's why I came up with my wife and I came up with the word or the name, for
I just
real
put it
tea.
together. I thought it just had a capital T on
Yeah,
it.
I
I
was
didn't
like,
know it
tea.
was like
No,
the
no.
drink tea. Yeah.
Well, because
Yeah, it's like
I
a drink.
saw the podcast and I was like, oh, the real tea. And it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, but the tea for the...
Because we're spilling the tea
Oh.
on everything that's going on.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
The truth, right?
The truth, not the BS that you're listening to or all the lies that you hear with some of these
Spilling the beans.
spilling the beans, right, yeah. We're spilling the frijoles, the beans, but not all these lies you guys hear every day on social media. Where the biggest thing I'm hearing is, "Oh, don't buy a home. It's better to be renting." And a lot of these people giving that information are buying to rent to you.
Yeah.
So why is it good for them but not good for us to buy homes?
So one of the things that I, always say, like, renting, it is sort of not throwing your money away in the sense that you're getting a service. You don't have to worry about maintenance. You don't have to worry about like other things. And it's a service. It's something that you pay somebody, they give you a service, you can rent their house and then, move forward with your life. But now equity is not going to come anywhere. Like you're not going to have like, or build generational wealth or something that can get you,
To the next level.
to the next level. Because, like, for example, my example, I bought in 2018. Right now, my house is double what I bought it for.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the appraisal from the county. The assessment they do, the county
Right.
sends you an
Yeah,
assessment.
they hit you with taxes. Yeah.
Exactly, to get the property taxes from me. And it's like, well, I'm paying that in the mortgage, right? And it's like, okay, so now I have something. If for example, I need to go somewhere, I need to go to another country or to another city or state or whatever,
Sure.
I'll say that and I'll have some money to make my next move. So, that's the advantage of not renting.
Right, and owning. How do
So
you feel
I
about
have okay. This is an argument that people I know who you're talking about because I've seen some of his same stuff, and a lot of his spiel is that you take the money that you would otherwise put as a down payment into something like a house or a condo or wherever you're wanting to live, and instead of going and buying a house, you take that money, and a lot of times they'll say invest it into something else. But a lot of times real estate oriented guys, when they do say that, they say to go buy rentals, go buy something like Section 8, go buy some cheap rentals somewhere where you can cash flow. And they'll usually say at that point that the equity that you gain from buying your own property is not as much as what you're cash flowing from the same amount from other properties. So that's their kind of take on it. And I think it makes sense in the beginning because in the beginning you pay so much interest versus your principal. But once you get down the road, you're paying a lot more of your principal off, and that's when the equity comes in.
There you go.
And so that's where it's strong. But I'm not against
Renting.
renting if you want to get an investment just to get your feet wet, but you feel like you can't get a home. But I definitely feel like at some point you should always get a home because you do just sit there and you could be 30, 35, 40 and knowing you're still renting, it could be rough to know that if you ever do move, especially if you get kids or something, I mean, that's where, if I'm having something like a studio, it might make sense to rent and invest elsewhere. But if I get a wife and I have 2 or 3 kids like you guys, if I get a 3-bedroom in the city or Midtown or anything, I mean, God, I'm paying or $5,000 a month
look,
for a place. So
for
then I'm just
example,
getting burned.
One thing, like if you buy a studio right now, you're single and
Yeah.
and you don't need a bigger place,
Yeah.
or a big place. You get a studio, right?
Yeah.
So now you already, let's say,
So
5
I'm
years
renting
with that
or I'm-
studio.
or I
No,
buy it?
you bought it.
Okay,
You bought
okay.
it, and then you bought your studio. You paying mortgage,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you're like, okay, I want to get married. I'm having kids. Then you can tell the lender that you are upsizing. You know, you need a bigger home. Is already your home that you have already is too little, and you're moving to the suburbs because you're having a family, and that already is your first rental
Yeah, and you
cash
can
flow
rent it out.
property.
Right,
Yeah.
and that's where you open up options where now, okay, I bought this studio or 1-bedroom apartment, whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
Now I have an option where, okay, I can refinance, take the cash out to buy my next home,
Yeah.
or I could take a home line of equity, you
Or
know,
a
a
HELOC.
HELOC, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you open the doors to so many options. But my issue with these people are they own their homes.
They and then they own huge
and then
apartment blocks.
Right, and then they
Yeah.
own a whole block or whatever it is, and they feed to the average Joe is, hey, don't do that. Don't even own your own home. You know, where you own your own home. How dare you tell someone,
you own
hey,
more
don't do it?
homes.
Yeah.
Because now you want that person instead of to buy their home and to start earning equity to rent from you.
Exactly.
And they're in the
So-
same marketplace. Literally the same.
So
buying
that's
the same
my
homes
only
that you're
issue.
buying.
Now I'm not against renting because there are people who need to rent. You know, where maybe you don't qualify yet, and we got to work on it. Or maybe you're moving into a city.
There's programs lease to own, and they let you live in the house for up to 5 years here in Georgia.
Sure.
And then you get prepared to buy, but it's hard sometimes to get prepared to buy. Like, you know, keep your credit score right, keep your income.
You're-
right.
yeah,
I
you're-
think the
you're
philosophy
Your
with them is
DTA.
to
DTI,
like
sorry.
we don't want to drop any names here.
No.
But this guy's like in his 60s and has a B in his bank account and he's still renting. And some people would say, oh, at that point, it doesn't matter.
Well,
but
the
still,
catch with this
you have a
individual,
beef.
he's still renting, but he's not actually renting because his company owns
yeah,
where
I
he's
forgot
renting.
You told me about that.
So since his company owns it, it's a tax write-off. But at the end of the day, the money's going back to him
Yeah.
because it is his. But he's not the only one. There's other people out here in the U.S. that are telling people, oh, don't use realtors, don't do this, don't do that. But
Really?
yet they go back and they do the exact same thing that they're preaching people not to do, and they do it. So I'm not against renting. I just think that if you can buy, you should look at the option of buying and owning. I mean, if you look at it, most wealthy people own their homes. Yes, they do own rental properties, and I'm all for people, hey, buy as many rental properties as you
course.
can. You know, that's a great investment. But
Great
be-
retirement plan too.
that too. But before you actually start renting, you gotta buy, because the minute if you buy a rental first, now you just increase your DTI, your
Yeah,
debt
that's
to income.
true. Mm-hmm.
So if you buy your first home that you own, now you don't have to worry about the investment property with your debt to income ratio. There's other programs that will get you around that, which we're not talking about that. But I get fed up and angry because they're giving you so much misinformation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that kind of rolls into the topic that we had at hand with
Yeah,
compromise.
with compromising.
Needing to compromise.
Yeah, thank you for leading us into that. And now we're talking to people who want to buy, but they have this vision where I want the perfect home. Where whatever their perfect home is, their ideal
You
home.
want to talk about perfect home?
Yes.
It's built by God.
Amen.
That's it. And God is now building homes.
But here well in heaven, I don't know. Jesus said,
Oh, wow.
my Father has many rooms,
Bro,
many
but
houses.
in heaven.
He's got
but
some
not
real
in
estate.
earth.
He does
On
have
earth.
some real estate
Yeah,
though around
yes.
the world.
Yeah.
But
There's not a perfect home. I always say I love my wife. I really truly love my wife. But she has some things that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably have some things that she don't like of me. So
of course, and
we're together, so
every married man. Yeah.
But even in my situation where I'm buying something to get out of renting,
Sure.
just to have a place that's my own, that if I'm gonna be paying $2,000 a month to live somewhere, you know, I would at least like to call it mine at some point if I can down the road.
100%.
Build equity into it. And it's not just building equity from the interest. Everybody says that, but especially if you're in a city like here in Atlanta, you're getting a lot of appreciation on top of it
100%.
instead of just your interest.
But you know, you're
or
talking
on your, instead of your principal.
you're talking about interest. You know, first, most people don't have $300,000-$500,000 in the bank to buy a house cash.
Yeah. And even
So-
if you did, it wouldn't make
Yeah,
sense.
exactly. Because
sense.
that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I hear people, oh, well, I want to buy a house cash. And I was like, that's ludicrous.
Yeah.
Why? If a bank is willing to lend you $300,000-$500,000 at, you know, 5%, 6%, 7%,
You can use
jump
the
on
money.
it. That's cheaper than credit card debt.
Yeah.
You know, jump on it. And then here's an example. I'm working with a lady who has a decent sum, money, not a lot, but
Decent amount of money.
Yeah, it's, let's just say 300,000. And she's like, well, I want to buy a house cash. And I was like, that's crazy. Don't do that. Let's look at a house. Let's find out what you would qualify for. Let's put down 20, 30, 40, 50%.
Yeah.
If you're worried about the interest, let's put down, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50%.
And you pay it
Well, but
prepay.
then,
You prepay, right?
sure, we could eventually pay off the house quickly, but I wouldn't do that. But I take the other 50%. So now I put in 150,000 cash. We had 300. I bought my home. Now I got another 150,000. Well, how about I go buy 2 investment properties and put down 20% on each of those and let those renters pay that and hopefully get enough where I could start paying off my house.
There you go.
You know, and that's the strategy of most
Or if anything,
real.
you're making,
Yeah.
you're returning more than you're paying in interest. I mean, even if you're not a real estate guy, you're not savvy in that, probably one of the easiest ways you can do, the easiest things you can do to make that interest and make leveraging in general worth it in real estate is just stick it in the S&P 500. If you have 6% interest rate and you have $500,000 to buy a home, not taking that $500,000 and only putting, you know, something like 20% down, taking $100,000, you have $400,000 left. You stick it in the S&P 500 and you're, you know, where you were paying 6%, now you're returning 10% on that extra
You got
$400,000. Yeah.
4%.
So you're
gain.
you're bringing in money still at the end of the day, and the interest at that point is negligible. And it's not something that's going to make it feel like you're not paying a mortgage, but it is
Right.
the smarter move when you write it all down on paper. S&P 500 is a really easy thing to do, and it's bringing you in more money, and it's just a logical thing. It's,
That's the other option. I
just
mean,
makes you more money at the end of the
we
day.
work with a lot of the Spanish community because, you know, obviously we're Hispanic, but we
Spanish.
speak Spanish.
Yes.
And a lot of their mentality is we want to just buy cash.
Yeah.
It's like, don't do that because
It's
there
better.
are other investments.
No,
you can
and
do out
not
there.
just SP 500. And I never heard of that, but like, it is also putting it on your business.
yeah,
Something that
investing
is
in your
gonna make
business.
you
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
So now you have another van, or you buy another, I don't know, lawnmower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
right?
oh, yeah. Okay.
You know, another
You got a
machine,
landscaping
so-
company.
Landscaping company.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, we're talking about Hispanics, right? Right? I mean, I'm one of them.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can buy more things, so you grow your business, you make more money, and it's not so hard to pay your house.
Right.
That's another good
it
thing you
makes
can
sense,
do.
you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
Which you're sort of compromising here on should I pay it off or not, which was, like you said, the original topic, going back to buyers, because now you got me back on track to focus on helping buyers out there, is especially in today's market, going back to the perfect house in God, you're not going to find a perfect home, whether you're looking for, in most cases, people are looking for 3, 4, 5-bedroom homes,
Yeah.
you know, but then they want a big backyard. They want to open floor plan.
flat lot.
Flat, right, which
Yeah.
it's very difficult to find
That's
here
what
in
I'm
Atlanta.
saying. It's never gonna be perfect. Not even if you're building it, because then I want to live in Norcross, and then you gotta find a flat lot, or then I want to live in whatever, and then it's like, well, but I don't like it here. It's too many trees.
Yeah.
It's like I've had this told to me. Like some people have told me, no, too many trees. No, there is not a flat lot, and it's like it's never gonna be perfect. Never.
I think
never.
so many people relate it to just shopping in general, and they don't realize you can buy something and completely change it around. I mean, the house you buy, and the house you leave with and end up selling down the road can be two totally different things. Even the
You
lot
don't-
that you're
you don't
on,
shop
you can
for
do a lot of
homes.
work too.
You don't shop for homes.
Yeah.
You shop for a car, for tennis shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you when you're talking about a home, this is an investment.
Yeah.
This is the biggest asset I will. Well, I hope no, but somebody will ever buy.
Right.
I mean, what else is somebody gonna buy? Even Messi, I don't know. Talking about the biggest asset he has.
At that
is,
point, you just
is
buy $100
homes.
million home.
Right.
yeah.
Not even if he buys a plane. His house is gonna be more expensive in Barcelona. I don't know. I think it's $30 million. The home he has, and then he's buying. Accordingly, he's coming to Miami,
Yeah,
and
the
he's buying
penthouse
in the
he's
porch building. Is in Sunny Isles. So it's like
nice area.
yeah. So
Big shout out to my people at 305. Yeah, I grew up in Miami. I kind of miss Miami. I miss the 305.
yeah. So
You know?
he's what is he gonna do when he get there? Is he gonna rent?
No way.
No, he's not right. Yeah.
Right?
And that goes to what I was telling you. Well, real wealthy people are not renting.
No.
You know, but they are compromising. Now, granted, their compromises are a lot different than ours.
Oh, of course.
You know, their compromises is, well, how far close to the beach I want to be at, you know, where we're compromising. Okay, well, I want this size of a house, but now I don't get my kitchen. Or I want my kitchen, but now I don't get my patio, or I don't get
compromise, yeah.
So, you know, as buyers.
But I can get it later.
There's a holy
can get it
triangle
later.
to it. There's just
With a-
location, quality, and quantity.
You know
and
that-
that is you can be anywhere on that little grid right there, and where your price is going to get you. You can't be on the edges of all three
When
unless you got a messy budget.
but that's a
mean
compromising
messy,
triangle.
like crazy, or- so like one of the things that I learned when I got to the class, right, is that the real estate class, the first thing the teacher asked was, "What is real estate?" And then people started saying, "No, this and that, whatever." And she said 3 words: location, location, location. That's what it is. That's what real estate is.
But not all
That's
the
why you gotta
time you're going to
compromise.
be able. Well, that's where the compromising comes in,
Yeah.
because you may have a vision of a house you want to buy,
Yes.
but you can't afford in that location.
Yeah.
No.
So now you're going to have to either downgrade to live in that location,
Downgrade.
which I've had clients who needed a 4-bedroom house because they have quite a bit of kids, but they wanted to be here. An example, let's just say the Roswell area,
Okay.
and their budget was under 300. Now you're not going to find a 4-bedroom house in Roswell under 300.
That's right.
No.
So they compromised because they had to
Condo.
be there.
But then
they went to
FHA.
a town. No. They were conventional, luckily. They went to a townhouse, 2 bedrooms,
There you go.
2 bedrooms, 2 baths.
And you'll find you like it after you're there for a while.
Well, I was
They
having
did.
When I
I was
moved to
having
Midtown,
trouble.
I went a lot smaller. I was in I think a 850 square foot place. When I
that's
moved to
where you wanna
Midtown, I paid like $600 more a month just to be in a place that was only $550. But I wouldn't change it for the world. I mean, not at all. And once you get in a place that feels homey, you start to realize that if you really are buying for the location,
That's right.
You
you
don't need-
realize once you're there for a while, you're like, yeah, I made the right move. I'm here.
make
I
do
can
with-
I can do the
You
things
like
that I
it
want to
where you
do
are.
on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But
you know.
I think the mentality of a lot of first-time home buyers or just people coming now into the market is, if I don't get what I want, I'm gonna
Perfect.
No,
Yeah, that
another
perfect
thing I've
Yeah.
noticed, not just the mentality when you first walk. So what do we do when we're going on vacation or we're doing we're doing something? We ask our friends, our colleagues,
Yeah.
But we are in real estate, so we know about the real estate business or market. But when you are in, I don't know,
A different field.
yeah, in different field, you ask your friends. And when your friend bought a home,
Oh,
right? He didn't
I-
buy it
I
when
know
you
where
buying
you're
it.
getting
Yeah.
So it's not gonna be the same.
And I
And
was
that's
about to go
also
on that
what
too.
happened. Sometimes they go, but my friend told me, but
Yeah.
my uncle bought,
Yeah.
but my
and I always
auntie-
follow up. Oh, my uncle bought a house 10 years ago for $40,000. I was like, yeah, how much is his house now? Oh, it's about 350, 400.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Is he going to sell it for 40?
Yeah, but no,
Well,
they,
also, I mean, even people just had more choices back
Exactly.
then. Now
well, right now it's
you know,
scarcity of
we have expensive
house.
homes, and
Low inventory.
you got other people to
Low
compete
inventory.
with too that you didn't have before.
and
But
we're going to
that's the
see
thing
that.
in this business that you asking somebody else and it's not
You're
the
getting wrong
same.
information.
Yeah,
but
because-
going back to the scarcity part, we're going to see that for a while and probably for the next few years.
well, they are building a lot now.
But here's the thing with most builders, at least I've spoken to a lot of builders, they're not building the house until it's under contract. So this is not 2020, 2018, 2019, whatever, when they were building 50
They're
homes at
building
one
to
time.
rent.
Yeah, they were just building immediately homes
Yes.
and then they sold when they sold.
Also, that you could get into a contract with only the lot. Now they want framing to let people into a contract.
Yeah.
So that's also
Or they're
they changed their rules or the way they were letting people into a contract.
in an area like Midtown, they're building. I mean, you got cranes all over the place. Buildings go up.
That's another
But you
thing.
don't buy those buildings. Any of those condos in that building, all of them
Converting
are
them?
rentals.
Yeah,
You
that,
go there to rent. They're all apartments.
I heard
None of them are
$50
condos.
billion. They're the companies in total in the U.S. the whole country they're building to rent.
Yeah.
And I have come up with subdivisions that I'm driving around. I'm going somewhere with a client or near my house.
That's I think's crazy.
Yes,
You can see, you can see big buildings being apartments, but
Yeah.
you see
Now single family homes.
neighborhoods,
Suburbs, whole
yeah.
I have
subdivision
been-
being rental.
I have been doing videos on that for the past, year and a half on my social media platforms. And I even bring their articles out showing, they're changing the American dream. Because I remember growing
Yeah, I
up,
saw you.
growing up, the American dream was to be proud and own your own home and potentially own your own business or have your family, safe and secure. And now they're changing that American dream to where, hey, you'll never own it, but you could rent it from us at top dollar. And that's sad because, we're not multimillionaires, but what am I going to leave my kids when I pass? It would be the house, or if we have other homes, and that's where they would get their money from all
debt.
these other properties.
And there's no incentive.
Hopefully
to
no
ever,
debt.
There's
Hopefully
no
no
incentive
debt.
to ever keep anything really highly renovated. You get this kind of premium mediocrity, is what I call it. You have these luxury apartments that are, you live in it a while. You realize it's kind of just cheap stuff that looks nice and it's new.
Yeah.
But the days go on, and you realize it's cheaper. But you don't get that in houses people live in. When they buy their own things, they do the research, so they make sure they have quality things. And ultimately, at the end, when someone else gets it and they actually sell it, they have a higher quality home at the
For
end
most
of the
part,
day.
yeah.
But if you rent, there's no incentive to have that.
No. But, hey, that's where compromising comes into play.
Yeah.
And I just want to educate all the buyers out there. Listen, there are still good deals out there. They're hard to find, but you're not going to find the perfect home. You need to start educating yourself on getting prepared. Stop talking to your friends and your family members. They're the worst, especially if they're not in the business.
Something hurts right here. What do you think I have, my friend?
I think you got another arm growing, But,
That's what I'm
but yeah.
saying. Like if I have something hurt, I go to the doctor.
I don't know. One time I had that,
Did you ever feel
Yeah,
anything,
I
man?
went to the bathroom. I was good, man. You don't need to get a test. You're
constipation.
good.
Some
That growth, I don't. It could just be a
because
spray.
it only hurts when I breathe.
But yeah, hey man, that's really our time. I want to thank you
man.
guys for coming on.
Oh, no, thank you.
I had a good time.
It was fun. I like
I
it.
think we'll do this again. But hey, if you guys have any questions, this is Steven, Miguel. Feel free. Their information will be here as well. Reach out to them. Preferably reach out to me.
Yes.
But no, hey, they're all good guys, and we have fun. What we're doing, we want to help and educate the people and make sure you guys make the right decision. So once again, thanks for joining us on For Real Tea. God bless.
Show me about soccer next time, dude. I said Messi, and I was like, I know.
That's Messi.
Dude, all the freaking people are gonna be like, it's Messi. It's Messi.